Доброго дня, друзі.
Good afternoon, friends. Well, this is the traditional briefing on exposing Russian fakes and propaganda of the aggressor state. Their fantasy starts to give them more room to maneuver again. So the first fake is that the local Jewish community in Uman has conspired with nationalists and the synagogue is being used as a warehouse for the Ukrainian Azov battalion. We will not dwell on the fact that there is no logic at all. After all, for the last 8 years, the Russian propaganda has been talking about the atrocities of Azov, and now it turns out that Azov is cooperating with the local Jewish community. Some Igor Konashenkov reports this. He is, in fact, a spokesman for the Russian war. He is a representative with the Ministry of Defense and has the rank of Major General. He stated that Jewish facilities in Uman were allegedly used by Ukrainian neo-Nazi nationalists. In relation to it, the United Jewish Community of Ukraine stated that all synagogues and Jewish facilities in Ukraine are being used exclusively for religious purposes or to assist members of Jewish communities. By the way, even in the photo and video published by the Russian Ministry of Defense, you can only see a car standing on the other side of the road from a place belonging to the Jewish community of Uman, and we don't see any connection at all. But it is not necessary for propagandists to draw any common lines, you know. The main thing is to throw in a fake so that it circulates in the public consciousness. What's next? Well, another fake was exposed by the Russian anti-propaganda community Media Zone, which is trying to expose the Russian propaganda in difficult circumstances, and for that we are grateful. We are talking about another video. Remember, I said that Jews and Azov seem to be cooperating, but in this video, Azov people are allegedly persecuting civilians in Mariupol. Mariupol resident Lyubov Ustinova made a statement to this event. She spoke in a video released by Russian state propagandists such as RIA Novosti, Russia Today. These are state-owned enterprises in Russia about the atrocities committed by Azov in Mariupol. So, colleagues from Media Zone found out that this video, which was allegedly recorded by this refugee from Mariupol, was in fact distributed by the Russian FSB, sent to Russian state propaganda media with a demand, firstly to publish it and secondly not to indicate the source where this video came from. And thirdly, as it turned out, there were several takes in this video where this woman could not tell on the first try what the propagandists demanded of her. Russian propagandists have released this video with the label exclusive, although how it can be an exclusive of RIA Novosti or Russia Today if this is an exclusive of the Russian FSB Public Relations Center, because they circulated this video, thus exposing themselves in organizing the production of such staged footage, which we remember very well from the times of the crucified boy in 2014. The next fake that we expose also concerns the traditional Russian narrative line that Ukrainian nationalists are committing atrocities. They talk about it all the time, every day. Dozens of messages. They refer mostly to people who have heard something from others or been shown videos. This time, RIA Novosti reported that Kyiv security forces covered up traces of a secret prison at Mariupol airport, including exhuming dead prisoners. This was stated by a former lieutenant colonel of the Security Service of Ukraine, in inverted commas, of course. Someone by the surname of Prozorov. He appears to have previously published evidence of the alleged prison's existence. This is absolute nonsense. After all, by accusing Ukraine of such atrocities, Russia itself wants to absolve itself from responsibility for the same crimes they have actually committed. I have recently returned from the liberated city of Trostianets. I saw the incredible efforts of our military to retake this place, and I also saw the horrors that Russian invaders did to that city. They killed civilians, raped women, destroyed housings, a railway station, a depot, passenger trains, and a newly built hospital. They destroyed everything around them. With such fakes, they are trying to cross out their own anti-human activities during this war. Of course, the Ukrainian armed forces have never allowed and will not allow such prisons. Well, in order to gain sympathy in the West, which we have already discussed, Russian propagandists understand that public opinion in Europe and America is on the side of Ukraine. They need to appear in the image of the victim in one way or another. Through their propaganda channels, they say that there are allegedly actions in support of Russia. However, this time they took place in Armenia, a country that is officially part of the Russian Collective Security Treaty Organization, or CSTO. This country is an official ally of Russia. There is nothing surprising in the organization of such small actions in Yerevan. Secondly, there are reports of inhuman treatment of Russians in Germany. The fact that Russians are not allowed to see doctors there. I was at the doctor's in Germany today. On the door there was the inscription, "Putin threatens all of us. Today Kiev, tomorrow Warsaw, and the day after tomorrow Berlin. Stop the aggressor." You go to the doctor and you are met by this. This was published on his Telegram channel by the Russian propagandist Solovyov. The strangest thing that he has published the truth. In Germany, this poster really hangs on the doctor's office. Having attacked Ukraine, Putin would never have stopped and wanted to go further to Europe. Then there could be Warsaw and Berlin, and attempts to cross out the entire world geopolitical order that exists after the World War II. Therefore, spreading such messages, Solovyov is actually telling the truth, and here we could thank him for it, only without the emotional coloring that he usually allows himself. That, my friends, is the end of the briefing. I was glad to see everyone. Trust the Ukrainian official media. Do not trust Russian propagandists, among them Russia Today, RIA Novosti, Solovyov, Simonyan. By the way, she is wanted in Ukraine. Trust the armed forces of Ukraine and the political leadership of Ukraine, and everything will be fine.